Airplane food. What's the deal with that?
There is no airplane food.
There's no airplane food anymore.
My favorite airplane snack is the trail mix. It's like a little spicy. It's like pretzels and kind of like a spicy Chex Mix.
I know what you're saying, but they have these sesame sticks in there that are the
those?
worst.
I like
How did Cheez-Its get the airlines endorsement though?
because Cheese Nips were clearly not going to get the airlines endorsements. No. I remember having Cheese Nips when they were the
cat dog shaped.
Yes, cat dog. I couldn't come up with it at first.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Cat Dog Show. We're your show with the most show, post show with Mo and Joe's with the shows. All right, we're
with the shows.
This again.
With the.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Cat. Oh my gosh.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the post show with your host shows with the Mo shows.
Cat
Mo
Dog.
and Joe. I just killed that, so we're gonna roll with it.
Otherwise known as the Mo and Joe Show.
Yes.
Otherwise known as the Cat Dog Show.
I am now just realizing that when I try to do it, I don't say Awaken post show.
I usually don't either. I came across as it was coming out that it was something new I'm trying out.
Exciting.
Every week we're expanding the name, changing it.
Yeah,
we're just
adding something new. Just let us know what your favorite name is, and if you prefer me to intro.
And let us know which one of us is cat and which one of us is dog.
I'm dog.
As someone whose spirit animal is Dog the Bounty Hunter, I feel like it would be me.
Also,
to be
as someone
dog.
who literally instantly starts crying as soon as he walks into a room with a cat, I feel like you
Throw
can't.
back to
for
last
that
week's
reason,
show. If anyone was there, that was a rough week for me.
It was. We're not going to do that again. We're not.
I feel cleared and clear right now. Just ready to.
Cleared and clear, everybody.
Yep, ready to just roll with it. I have a lot of faith that today's going to be a great show.
Nice. I'm liking that.
Just rolling it all into one.
If you didn't catch it, Levi's sermon was about faith.
Yeah.
Faith.
That's a new topic for a church to really talk on.
It's exciting.
It hasn't been
fresh.
done before. It's a 2021 new idea that we're bringing to the table of faith. And
yeah, what'd you think?
He took it a lot of different directions.
We had a lot of scripture references. There was a lot of stories.
Again, a new thing for the church to try out. We're giving it a shot this year. Let us know what you think of that, the whole scripture thing, the whole faith thing. Yep. The story that stuck out the most to me, and it was just one that he hit on pretty quick and just kept rolling with, but God seems to do that a lot with sermons. You often don't hit on the main point, but you're kind of stuck on this little side tangent. I actually have to catch myself. The ADHD kicks in sometimes. I take this side tangent so far.
And you're gone.
Yeah, then I'm like, he's been talking for 15 minutes. I got to rewind it now. And that's the perks of listening to it on the podcast or on Facebook, is I can just rewind it.
Rewind and start back where you lost.
But the one that caught me the most, and we're about to be joined by everyone's favorite third host.
I believe he's going in the other door.
Zach Hilker. Okay, just kidding. Anyways, Mama Hilker, if you're tuning in, your son is walking into the church now.
Yes.
Sorry, get back to the topic. Again, ADHD taking me another direction.
Yeah, I think you were going to talk about the fig tree, if I can
that
have
is
a premonition.
What I was going to talk about.
What's going to be brought up.
He's speaking about the fig tree, and it reminds me, every time I hear that story, there's a story of my own that kind of jumps to the forefront of my mind, which is of my Grandma Kathy.
Yep.
Going to her,
Grandma Kathy.
Yep, going to her house, and she doesn't know this, so hopefully she's not listening. But she would always have a bowl of fruit out on the table.
As all grandmothers do.
And she's not like a candy grandma either.
Oh.
So there's not candy around the house. So, I have a bit of a sweet tooth. Sitting around the house, there's no candy around. I see this bowl of fruit. It was always there. And it was never offered. It was never like, oh, if you want a piece of fruit, help yourself.
Have yourself, yeah.
And I was
Which is a strange thing about grandmas. Usually they're giving everything.
Very giving.
Have this.
Yeah, I mean, she wrote to me this week and offered to make me a quilt. So she's a giving grandma.
Yeah, definitely.
But this fruit was just never it was on the table, but it was never on the table for me, And so one day I was just like, I got to get the sweet tooth out. So I grabbed a couple grapes and I popped one in my mouth. And as soon as I bit down, I was like, something is not right. And it was wax or a fake fruit of some sort. And I spit it out, and the reason I always think about that when we talk about the story of the fig tree is because it reminds me of the fact that there was this tree that was supposed to be good, supposed to represent a meal or nutritional value, and yet it wasn't there. This tree was devoid of what was needed from it. And there's like a lot of different directions we can go when we're talking about this story. Like the fact that, it wasn't even the right season for that tree to be producing fruit, so if we were walking up to it, we would probably look at it and be like, oh, if we come back in a few months, like there will probably be fruit on that tree. But one thing that we don't necessarily know, like isn't really hit upon during that story, is the fact that there should have been like pre-fruit on that tree. There was leaves on the tree, so there should have been pre-fruit, and that pre-fruit's actually edible. And so, in theory, Jesus should have been able to walk up and eat this pre-fruit, but it wasn't present. And so there's this idea that this tree doesn't have anything on it because there's something in it, like there's something wrong with this tree. And I think the faith aspect comes in when you trust that God will take this thing from your life that seemingly is a good thing, but take it from your life because you don't see like the fault in it.
Yeah.
Because you're too close to it, or you're romanticizing it, or you're looking at it through rose-colored glasses, whatever it is. He has to take this thing from your life, and the faith aspect comes in to trust that he is going to provide down the road, that there's something better for you down the road, or even to trust that this actually wasn't a good thing that was staring you in the face, that this thing did need to be removed from your life. It did need to be uprooted. And there's definitely a faith aspect to that, and like developing your spiritual maturity to get to a space where you can take a step back and say, well, Jesus, that did look like something good, but I'm going to trust you. I'm going to trust that you have a bigger picture in mind for my life, for my wealth, for my finances, for my health, for my family, and just entrust that he will provide. Yeah,
that makes me think of something maybe a little more on the practical side, which is, usually where we try to go with this.
Yeah.
And that is, I feel like as of late, we have been, coming out of COVID. It's still very much a thing, and it's still very scary and very dangerous, but I think a lot of places are starting to open up. People are starting to get vaccinated, all those kinds of things. So people are feeling a little bit safer. Yeah. And so it's kind of opening up scheduling a little bit. And I think I've been so used to and in the rhythm for the past year of just like saying yes to everything because there wasn't that much. Like I was like, oh, there's not that much to do. I'm just gonna, I'll do that. Yes, I'll go on this walk with you. Yes, I'll do this. Like, yes, I have time for
anything
that work
to get
thing.
you out of the house for
exactly.
Right?
And you just have all this time that you don't have to be prioritizing, and you don't have to be faithful in your scheduling. And I think now it's starting to become busier, and I am starting to realize that like, oh, there are some things that appear to be good that I need to say no to. And whether that means that they are like this fig tree that somewhere deep down, it's not ultimately good, I don't know, which I think is sometimes true, but sometimes the Lord just calls us, into something else, and we have to be faithful in that, and also just remember to give our schedules and our lives over to the Lord, and be really faithful in prayer just about those small practical things.
Yeah. Is there, I'd throw you under the bus here, is there like a step in that direction, or like a tip that you can give to like make that first leap towards that act of faith? Yeah,
I think for me, it's mostly about using my downtime efficiently and trying to remember that I need to also give that over to the Lord. It's super easy for me when I'm like super busy to be like, oh, I'm going to give all this time over to the Lord because I have so much to do and I'm so busy, but not the like 4 hours between 8 and midnight that I have that I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to lay in bed and watch TV, and not like giving that over to the Lord as well.
Yep. And that, my friend, is why you're a cat and I'm dog. Well, with that, is there anything you want to say before we wrap up and get out of here? We got a meeting to get to.
Yeah, we got a meeting because we have some exciting things coming up, getting prepared for the summer, both virtually and in person. And we also have some exciting Easter things coming up. So you can check out all the information on our website for all of the happenings that we've got going on.
All right. With that, we're going to get out of here. We love you guys. We will see you soon.
See you next week.
Okay, that's all.